Today in MATLAB Basics, we're going to talk about logicals. Logicals are a data type inside of MATLAB that are binary in nature. They are either 0 or 1, true or false. Logicals are often used in if-then statements. So for instance, I might make this statement: if true, display true, else display false, end. And so when I hit enter here, we'll of course display true. Now instead of using the keyword true here, which evaluates to 1, I could also put in some kind of an expression. 1 equals 1. And that of course is true also. I could change that up a little. And now we have false. If I look at this, it really doesn't matter what I put in here in the if statement, as long as it will evaluate to a logical that is either a 1 or a 0. I can take that statement right here, that expression 1 equals 0, and it comes back with 0. Now this double equals is actually a question. It is not setting 1 equal to 0. It is asking if 1 is equal to 0. Now if you're doing this statement here, we could also come in and just put a value of 0, which would be false. And an interesting side effect here is any non-zero is considered true. So if we put in 2, it'll display true. When I'm making a test for something, very often I will make a subfunction or a function that will do that. Let's look at a very simple function that I've made called isOdd. If I say isOdd 3, it'll come back with a 1, meaning true. So I could come in here and say if isOdd 3 display true. Let's look at how I wrote that function. In this function, what I have is I'm going to take an input and output a variable called flag. Very often when I am making variables that are binary in nature, I like to give them the name flag and then something descriptive. In this short function, I don't need the description part. I can just put flag. So in my mind, when I see flag, I know I'm dealing with a binary. And as is tradition in MATLAB, when you are doing some kind of a test that will bring back a binary result, you will name that function isOdd. You can see inside here, isOdd is very simple. We're just going to do modulo arithmetic on in, and the result will be the flag. That shows some of the naming conventions I like to use when dealing with logicals. Here now we can see what you would use this for. Let's say I had a list of inputs, 1, 3, 5, and 7, and I wanted to know, are all of these odd? Well, I could just come in here as we've learned and right here put that expression, all isOdd inputs, and it would work, but it wouldn't be as readable as this is. Using my naming convention, I can see flag all are odd equals, and then the expression that would result in the all odd or not odd. One of the common mistakes I see is people will get this far and they'll get a binary output, flag all are odd equals 1, but then they want to put some kind of a question here like this where you say flag all are odd equal 1. That is not necessary because we already know that flag is going to be a 1 or a 0, and this is just redundant here, putting this equals 1. It's not necessary, and it makes your code cleaner to do it this way. Thank you.